Scary scene unfolded this morning. You are looking at a semi-truck dangling off an overpass. It shut down I-65, two busy ramps, and made a mess for many of us trying to get to work and school today.
WDRB's Dalton Godby walks us through a scary few hours in downtown Louisville. And Dalton, this was eerily similar to what happened on the 2nd Street Bridge back in March. Dalton?
Two very scary situations in downtown Louisville. This was in March of last year. You see that semi-truck on the 2nd Street Bridge as it broke across that barrier, was dangling over the Ohio River. Today, this was the scene on the other side of the Kennedy Bridge. Thankfully, both drivers made it out safely. Tuesday morning in Louisville began wet and dreary. Rain poured and roads got slick. And by 3:30 a.m., things took a turn.
Semi-hydroplane, the cab is hanging off the bridge.
A swift transportation semi could be seen with its cab hanging off the Interstate 65 overpass on the Louisville side of the Kennedy Bridge. A frightening sight, but luckily,
the driver is out of the semi.
Police said the driver of the truck was able to get out uninjured. However, other issues spilled over.
And there's diesel spilled all over the roadway on the Kennedy Bridge southbound.
Louisville Metro Police say that the truck had jackknifed and that the cab came to rest on the side of the interstate's retaining wall. But diesel from the truck's tanks began covering the roadway.
Diesel 5 radio. We have approximately 50 to 100 gallons of diesel fuel on the roadway. It's going to be underneath 65 southbound lanes. We have what appears to be oil and diesel fuel on the ramp. We may have some spillage onto the 64 eastbound lane and the 64 westbound lane underneath 65 south.
The crash affected all lanes of I-65 south right off the Kennedy Bridge. It also closed the ramp from I-65 north to I-64 west and the ramp from I-65 south to I-71 north. But as a crane lifted the cab back onto the roadway, Louisville once again avoided what could have been much worse. All lanes of traffic reopened by 9 this morning. LMPD's traffic unit still investigating what caused that crash. Dalton Godby, WDRB News.